Ooh, this episode contains disgusting themes and disgusting things. We advise that you don't have your tea whilst watching this video, as it will most definitely put you off your food. Viewer discretion has been advised, and you have been warned. Enjoy the show.
Coming up in this episode, this parasite in crabs, it chokes the body of the crab, and then it also has the power to change its sex.
What? These parasites, man. Magic voodoo shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Kills the tongue, becomes the tongue, and then the fish can't live without this. Yeah. They are vulgar.
So he's just born, instantly kills loads of
Kills
eggs,
anything around
and
him.
then flies around, putting more of those
Yeah.
eggs in more nests.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point in that?
Yeah.
Its whole purpose is to get into your brain and eat your brain cells, leaving you in a coma and then dead.
When's it happy?
You bird shit, and then you get eaten by a fucking snail. Then you turn into a maggot. Then you get eaten by a bird, and then you become bird shit.
Yeah.
And that is it.
I tell you what, if you
Insane.
think you got a shit life, just think of the life cycle of that fucking parasite.
They put something in your mouth, or the head will come out, and then they'll get it, and then they'll pull it.
No. You right there, Ben? I thought you was fucking being sick.
APMA, how are we doing? My pod today, if you've seen by the title, you know what we're doing. We're doing Parasites. But before we start that, we got a bit of admin to take care of.
Oh, yeah.
Something I don't really want to do.
Oh.
So I had it. It didn't last long. And now I've got to pass it to somebody else. Am I letting them know?
Yeah, it'll already be out now.
You're already about
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So you know I haven't got it. You know fucking Jimmy's got it.
The parasite.
And just like that,
It's gone.
he's done a parasite and he's taken what I thought belonged to me.
It's back in the hands.
He's back in there.
there.
But at least I had it.
The true-
Yes.
I had it. I had my
Exactly.
chance.
The
You
true
can have
king.
It'll be back. It'll be back.
Beautiful.
So, Jimmy, you happy with it?
Yes, it's good to be as what is it when you lose it and then you get it back? It's like the
Reclaim it?
Yeah. Have we had that yet? Where someone's lost it and reclaimed it? No, I think
I
you
don't
two
know.
did as a team.
Yeah.
As an individual, I think I'm the first.
Yeah.
Second time
King of
King of
Atma.
Atma.
King of Cups.
King of Cups. I feel like a belt.
There we go.
A belt would also be good. He's got it back.
Maybe in the new studio we'll upgrade the cup.
Have a cup and a belt.
You wouldn't have it much, would you, mate?
One and done.
So yeah, at least I had it. Had it for. I don't know actually how long I did have it for. In
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks in
Think so.
YouTube land, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You don't even want to know how long it was. It was short-lived.
45 minutes.
Yeah, literally. Not even that, was it?
It's probably not. It's probably
yeah.
right close to half an hour.
Yeah. In real terms, in the real world, I had it for about 45 minutes. But still. But you know, this is YouTube land we live in, isn't
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is where all your dreams come true.
it? Right. So I got 5 parasites for today.
Nice. Sat in this room.
Yeah. And then we're going to do the pod. I've got 4 that I've got like a bit of information and some images from, and then the last one's going to be a watch along.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I'd need to check if it's about a 2.5 minute video. I'll give the link to Ben when we get to it, and hopefully we can put it on. Is that
Yeah, I
is
don't
that
see
fair
why
game?
not. Yeah.
It's good, very interesting actually. It's a good. I was like doing some research and I thought, do you know what, this guy's nailed it.
Yeah.
Why don't we do a watch along and then talk about it?
Yeah, no, cool.
And it leads into a good discussion of zombies.
Oh,
So yeah,
spicy.
it's cool. So I'll go over this first guy.
Look at that.
It does actually look like a bit of a Little geezer.
It's a little geezer. He's got his smiley face.
Yeah.
Ben's going to get the images up. Fucking scary. Scary little... I don't know which bits are which and what they do, but he looks scary.
Yeah.
So...
I don't think he looks that... I think he looks quite...
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Cute.
For the audio listeners, this amoeba parasite thing reminds me of the wooden mask in Crash Bandicoot that helps you along.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. He's an amoeba. He drills into and affects the brain.
Nice.
Oh.
He's called the Naegleria fowleri.
Good name.
And I'm going to warn you now. There's 3 or 4 more. That's the only one I researched how to say the name correctly because I couldn't be bothered to do all the rest. So I'm going to make them up. If you're interested, if you like them, just go and Google them.
Look at
There
that.
you go. God knows how you pronounce them. But,
if you're listening, good luck.
So this guy lives in freshwater lakes and rivers. It enters the body through the nose, goes straight up the olfactory nerve, which
It's actually called the olfactory.
the olfactory nerve, and that goes straight to the brain, where it triggers an inflammation and begins to destroy brain tissue.
Sick.
Most reports of the condition trace to like somewhere outdoors.
It's like TikTok.
It's very rare, which is nice to know. But if you get it, it's deadly, like super deadly. Between 1962 and 2016, the CDC recorded 143 cases. So that's 80
That is very rare.
almost all of them are fatal. So if you get this little bat, he looks cute.
Yeah.
You get him, you're a
doing some
gunner.
damage.
I think there's only been. Is it on here? I think there's only ever been like 4 survivors.
Oh, only the first line, I think.
Yeah, it can't infect someone who drinks contaminated water, so it can only go up through the nose. But there was a report in 2011. It killed 2 people in Louisiana who used tap water in netted pots to irrigate their sinuses.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah,
What?
unlucky with that. You start to get fever, then nausea. Then as it progresses, it produces hallucinations and then eventually puts you into a coma.
So fucking hell.
So yeah, and the CDC has only recorded 4 US survivors to date.
Wow.
So you get this little bad boy. Very rare.
How does it say? Have we got how big it is? Or
It'd be microscopic.
An amoeba, that's a is that a single-celled
Yeah,
organism?
single-celled
That's
organism.
fucking, you can't even see
You
it.
can't even see it. It just
Nah.
Yeah, so just in rivers. Like, luckily, it's very rare. I imagine that it is the way it works is through another animal.
Right, yeah.
Because that's how most parasites go through like a journey, and they they do something, and then they'll. Like, I don't think it's a parasite for humans because it's so rare.
Right,
it's probably
yeah.
a parasite for fish.
Yeah.
That fish get and it go. But like,
That's crazy.
because our brain, it's like replica of like say like some another animal's intestines or whatever. So
Yeah.
if it's in a lake, I imagine it is some sort of fish it usually would go into. But like I say, if us humans
Are
get
they
it,
just in America, or would they be knocking about?
I think these one, the CDC. So this sounds like it's just in America, which is good. We're going to go into number 2.
Oh, God, no.
Here we
I've
go.
seen this
Here we
fucker
go.
before.
Yes, you might have seen this on Joe Rogan. So this is in the warm Pacific waters of the Gulf of California. It thrives as a parasite that has very twisted relationship with its host. As a member of the Sympathodia, the tiny Sympathodia exguiga.
You're doing better than I would.
I don't think I am, if you actually probably heard the proper name. It's a tongue-eating louse. So it enters the victim through its gills. Once inside, the female latches onto the base of the fish's tongue, while the male attaches behind her or on the gills. Through her front claw, she sucks the fish's blood, which causes the tongue to die and drop off. She will then reattach, this time to the stub of the tongue, effectively becoming the tongue replacement.
What the fuck?
With an EU factor of 10, the fish can and will use the parasite as if it was its own tongue.
Oh,
So
God,
it's basically
disgusting.
kills the tongue, becomes the tongue, and then the fish can't live without this. But also, I didn't know on Joe Rogan.
Of,
Joe Rogan said about this, but it actually they usually come in pairs or more. So there's usually a few of them in there like that.
Fucking disgusting.
And yeah, it will
No, thanks.
it will stay there.
I'm not a fish, but-
pretty much for life.
I mean,
I'd rather be dead.
technically, the fish wouldn't know, though, would it?
Nah, it doesn't. It
Oh, yeah.
doesn't really harm the fish.
because the fish hasn't got a mirror. So
That's true.
the fish thinks that
Thank
that's its
fuck.
tongue. Because you can't really see your tongue, can you?
No.
No.
Right.
Yeah, you can a little bit, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
But would a
horri-
fish even think to look?
imagine the fish doing a selfie. It's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Mate, that's done me in.
You right there, Ben?
It sneezed.
Oh, I thought you was fucking being sick.
It usually has more than one mating pair in its mouth. So they're in there mating
Mating.
while it's attached to your tongue.
So
because they're such loving couples called isopods, where the male is attached to the female's back. It's more rare to see them 3 lice in one fish's mouth. So there's usually like 4 or 6.
a family.
Family, just all living in there, just all fucking.
What's the having a mouthful of incest?
But
So-
the fish don't really suffer.
They suffer
which is-
little.
If you're having a bad day, at least you're not one of these fish.
Fucking right.
I would hate to be one of these fish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I won't lie. To put a nice spin on it, if you actually ignore the louse in its mouth, look at the actual fish. He's like, hey! He looks like he's having a great time, doesn't he? He's like, hey!
Or
Those
it's an
little
abject
fucking-
misery.
Yeah, or he's like, ah!
Those little turtle ghosts, though. Fuck them.
Turtle
They're
ghosts.
awful.
Yeah, they're fucking
Yeah, fuck them.
horrific.
Fuck
Fuck
them
them.
and their baby cunt
Oh.
I always find it interesting, like the
And they were made by God.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Still a fucking
evolution,
Christian.
the evolution of these parasites.
Yeah.
like, they evolve to
Do this?
Yeah, so as we've evolved as humans and all these species evolve, like also the parasites have evolved with it.
How the fuck do you even get the thought? Well, probably it's not even a thought, but how the fuck do you even start to do that?
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, by the way, do you know if you latch onto a fish's
Yeah.
tongue, it drops off, and then you can replace the tongue? Fuck no.
Well, also, he hasn't said it here.
mate.
There'll be a journey of this.
This is a journey.
There'll be a journey of how
This is a journey.
the other ones get onto the girls, like because there's always a cycle.
The tongue burns.
It's always a cycle of because obviously it has to keep going to live.
Yeah.
So there'll be a cycle of how this goes from there. Mate, I don't know what the cycle is. We can probably.
I feel sick.
Yeah, this
yeah.
is.
We'll get on to the next one. Here you go. Go on then, Ben. Flip it over.
That's even
fuck's
worse.
sake. It's a spiky pain.
So this one, this is humans.
What?
No.
Yeah. So this
That's a human.
that was took out of a guy who was 50 and he had it for 4 years.
Oh no.
And this, my friend, is a tapeworm.
Oh, tapeworms.
Yeah, and that's under a microscope. It's a tapeworm.
Uh,
Imagine having that inside you for 4 years.
Oh, that looks bad.
Yeah.
This is what they should give to fucking paedophiles and shit.
Yeah.
If you get caught.
Yeah. Insert a tapeworm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guarantee that the crime would go down.
Yeah, for sure. Especially
I think the
if you-
record,
if you show
according
that
to this, I
picture.
don't know if this is a book or, but it's a 37-foot.
Yeah, it
Tape-
does. Yeah, it
tapeworm,
says
yeah.
on there.
What?
She said after about 20 foot of the thing coming out of my mouth, I just knew it had to be the record. I
What?
was filled with joy, she reported it as having said.
Out of her mouth?
Out of her mouth, yeah. So I don't know how they get these
I
out.
thought
but
they went into your intestines.
yeah, so they're in your intestines, but to get them out, they used to. I don't know about now. They probably give you tablets to get rid of them, but they put something in your mouth to and it'll bring
Encourage
it
it up.
and it'll come up. So the head will come up, and then they'll get it, and then they'll
Fuck
pull it
No.
out.
I thought you could shut it out.
37 feet. That's
Yeah.
fucking
so it
long.
goes round all your intestines. And
Ben, how long is a double-decker bus?
It's always a classic, isn't it?
or how tall?
Why is no one
37 feet. That's long.
oh, it's very long. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
long.
It's
Like 14
34, 29 to 34 foot is the length of a double decker bus.
Yeah, so it's the length of a double decker bus.
14 foot high.
They pulled. Oh my god.
So these are flatworms. They're
Oh,
parasitic
fuck, what's
flatworms.
going
They
on?
make their homes
These
inside
things
all
exist.
main vertebrate creatures, fishes, mammals, birds.
exist.
Yeah, tapeworms. are also parasites, and tapeworms larvae are also parasites.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh man.
So they're your worst ones. They're like the most vulgar. Yeah, they are vulgar.
He's got one wrapped around his hand.
I think I watched a documentary of a guy. He intentionally got one.
Yeah.
Is that to lose weight?
No, he grew it, and he. But do you know so the way you get these?
They battle them. Like the new Pokemon.
You get these from like it's usually like from like cows, and like so if they don't cook your meat properly,
Oh fuck.
and
me.
it'll be in your bit of steak or whatever, and it goes into your stomach, and then it does a journey through your stomach. It
fucking journeys,
breaks
man.
through like your stomach walling, and then it goes into your intestine, and then goes around there, and then that's the thing about them. They're like actually, although they're fucking disgusting, they're like how they travel about. And the journey they go on is fucking always
Takes an Uber
genius.
for you.
Jordan, how do you have your steak, mate?
Fucking well done now.
Yours? How do you have yours?
I used to have it. I used to have it medium rare. But then I don't have steak a lot, to be honest. But from now, it will be cremated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've stopped having rare. I don't want that.
Can you
That is
only
horrible.
get tapeworms from meat? Or would they be able to grow from like vegetables?
No, I believe it's they have to usually go from an animal.
Oh, okay.
It's usually like cows and stuff.
Yeah, again, potato is king.
You get
Yeah.
It's just by ingesting any food that is contaminated with tapeworm eggs or larvae. So I think it is. There's a range of different
It's
foods,
possible.
fruits, undercooked fish, meat,
I just
pork,
don't eat.
and so a lot of animals.
Never eat again.
So I'm pretty sure a lot of food can contain the eggs if it's.
yeah.
You see that? That for the fucking description of it. That's insane.
Yeah.
The head, the scolex.
Let's go. Yeah.
It's not a head as we know it, though, as the creature has no eyes, mouth, or brain. What's the fucking point?
Just to be horrific.
Innit?
No brain. I mean, it's clever. Considering it's got no brain. It's little journey. How the fuck doesn't know where it's going?
Innit? Or its purpose. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these things are like
fuck off.
I do have a weird appreciation for the journey. We're gonna get onto we are flying through these,
Dan's
but
pro Parasite.
Pro Parasite.
What about if it earned you £500 a month passive income?
No.
No?
No.
How was it going to do that?
Just knowing that that's inside me wiggling about.
Well, I
How
think-
much passive income per month?
I don't know, a couple of whacks.
Couldn't do it.
so the worst thing about a tapeworm is you don't obviously you're eating.
And it's literally
It's going
feeding off the fact
so you
that
never get full.
Yeah.
So I mean that's not nice, is it? It's
Shit. Yeah.
How do you test for having one?
So symptoms can be non-existent, and you can live with it for years without knowing. But there are like symptoms which says weight loss, abdominal pain, and irritation of the anus. They're like the main signs of a tapeworm infection.
imagine in a few years we should contact as a new diet. It's like the tapeworm diet is
The
kicking
natural
off.
diet.
Yeah, the natural diet.
I'm sure there must be people who have these purposely for losing weight.
Yeah.
It feels like a very Kim Kardashian thing.
Oh
to me.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The KK,
Doesn't
the
it happen
KK
on-
one.
Doesn't it happen on Sunny in Philadelphia? Doesn't he get a tapeworm?
It rings a bell.
I
Yeah.
don't know. No, I wouldn't.
But that's just fucking. That does me in.
If they earned me passive income,
I can't believe that woman was fucking. After about 20 feet of that thing had come out of my mouth, I just knew I had the record, and it really filled me with joy. What the fuck? Who is this woman? Get her on the pod.
It turns out you've got to be a
immediately.
parasite to be a host to a parasite.
Imagine we got a tapeworm sufferer on the pod.
Sufferer.
Miss Sally Mae Wallace.
She's
Or
got it as a
tapeworm. Yeah, ex tapeworm parasite holder. Victim, parasite victim.
Oh man, I just feel like there'd be some fucking tapeworm horror stories.
Oh,
You can click onto the
Like,
next one now,
I
Ben.
thought I was having a poo and then it wiggled.
He's vacant. These ones, they're not nice, but I don't mind them.
Cowbird.
Cowbird. So these are like parasitic birds.
What? The birds are parasites.
Well, yeah, so it's not a parasite like the previous parasites we've seen, but they're called parasitic birds because what they do is they lay eggs in another nest that's got, like, the bird's had its other, eggs in there, and they pretend that egg is part of the other eggs in there.
right.
So it's called a parasite bird.
Right.
There's apparently 100 different types of them, and the cowbird is one of them. So these cowbirds can lay an egg a day, but they never raise the young.
Right.
They just go around dropping them all off in different
Well, and
nests.
they never come back.
Never raise them, but like they'll try and they somehow make their eggs look like the eggs that they're trying to mimic. So they lay them in, and because all the eggs look different, but they'll.
What the fuck?
But
How do they do that?
yeah, it's through like evolution.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's fucking brilliant. So I quite like these. Although when they hatch, their instinct is to kill all the other eggs.
Oh,
and,
fuck.
and smash them up.
Is that what that little fella's doing?
Yeah,
now?
he's just fucking going chaotic. He's just going
So then
mental.
he's just born, instantly kills loads of
kills
eggs,
anything around
and
him.
then flies around, putting more of those
Yeah.
eggs in more in more nests.
Yeah.
Do they find their parents? Does it?
No, they don't give a fuck, mate. They're just fucking lone
And the
birds.
parents don't try and find the.
No, they don't give a fuck. They
the
will
point
never
then?
raise their young. They just drop them off. That's why they're called parasite birds, because they act how parasites act.
That's crazy.
So they drop their eggs into
How
other
is that
species' nests, avoiding wasting time and energy on childcare. And so some of the female parasites literally have larger memory capacities in their brain to help them remember and hone in on where all the other targets are. So they're evolved. Their brains are like evolved to be more powerful, just to lay more eggs in different places.
Hell.
That's such a weird.
Imagine one of them got in your little 4-pack of eggs. Crack it open on the pan, and it just trying to
starts-
fucking
yeah.
kick the shit out of you.
So that'll be a rolling pin job.
Fucking hell.
Get the fucking
Yeah,
down,
they're,
you parasite.
How does
Why is it called a cowbird?
It's quite efficient though, isn't it? It's like,
Yeah.
imagine if humans did it.
Yeah.
Well,
Just fucking yeah. Fuck.
Because the mom, when mom will nourish the egg and
Yeah.
and I don't know whether they instantly kill all the eggs or whether sometimes the mom will raise them.
It's quite a cool looking bird, the cowbird. If you're listening,
Yeah.
give it a Google.
Yeah, have a little look.
It doesn't look like a good parent.
So they
Are they UK based?
Have a look. Yeah, any UK ones, any
Yeah.
UK
Are they-
parasitic birds.
I just don't understand, like, from an evolutionary point of view, why you would come to this conclusion. Do you know what I mean? Like, where I understand the idea of leaving the egg with another bird to raise, because then your purpose is just purely just to dot eggs everywhere. But from like the fact that instinctually they wake up
Yeah.
or they're born,
Yeah.
and they destroy all the other
Yeah.
eggs.
It's like sharks, isn't it? Shark babies. They have like several shark babies, but the biggest shark within the sack will eat all the other sharks.
Really?
Yeah, so it's like survival of the fittest. So it's like So then when it comes out, that's the strongest one.
Bloody hell, that kind of
I mean,
puts
that's how.
a twist on Baby Shark, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's how they start off in life.
there is
I don't know
only
if that's
one.
all sharks, but I know there's definitely a certain species of shark that do that.
Nature is
Oh, it's
vicious.
horrific.
Yeah.
These,
Yeah.
I mean, these birds just want to go around shagging, but not raising the youth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
dirty sluts.
They just need Johnnies.
All sluts.
Jolly's
Yeah, they are in the UK, but not many. So
Not
they're
many.
aside from North America. But I think this here says that only the 6th has been spotted.
Yeah,
so
they
there's not many.
They are
in this
rare. I
country.
think a lot of these parasite things are quite rare, but they're like they're almost like weird anomalies that kind of have to exist.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so
They're like-
weird and bizarre.
They're like parasites to me are like natural viruses.
Yeah.
But when I say virus, I mean computer viruses.
Yeah.
Which is, that's why we're in a simulation.
Yeah.
But it's just very, the purpose, I guess the purpose is maybe not so much with this one, but with the previous ones. No, not even the first one, but the second one is obviously just to live. And they do that by stealing life essence, if you like, from the host. Like the first one that you had, which is essentially a single-celled fucking stroke.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the point in that?
Yeah.
Its whole purpose is to get into your brain and eat your brain cells, leaving you in a coma and then dead.
I feel as well like their cycle is very weird, and it's quite intricate. And I'd say, like with this, if it didn't kill all the other eggs, it would get raised
to
as
just
the
be
other
a
bird,
normal
and then
bird.
it would kill that. It wouldn't go around then laying other eggs into other nests.
Yeah.
So that this is born, kills all those, and then it's like, right, now all it's like, I've got to lay eggs in lots of other nests.
Yeah.
It's instinctively born with that. So it must be born to like, just hate all other birds.
Isn't instinct crazy when you think about it? You know, like when, even with humans, where it's like, there's something primal in us to, hunt and gather and all that sort of shit. But on a biological level, you're born, so there's nothing tied before you, and then you die, and there's nothing tied afterwards. And yet, like with this bird, for example, that bird being born, not raised by these birds, should have no fucking idea about this, and yet they do. Yeah. What the fuck? That can't be explained.
And so that's born straight away to murder.
Yeah.
Like, so
how the fuck does it know that?
So like, imagine humans. Imagine say about the murder gene. Or whatever. Like some of it, like that's a bird, the same as another bird. Like, but it doesn't matter how you fucking raise that. It's gonna kill the other eggs.
Crazy.
And then it's gonna lay eggs. It's in its instinct.
Do you reckon natural instinct can be nurtured through a long line of?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, dotting it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's good to be, positive and just
yeah.
If we keep doing it with our children, like down the line, eventually we will just cut out the evilness.
I genuinely believe, and I know this is a touch of a tangent, but with like say serial killers or whatever, I do believe in like a killer gene, but I also do believe, I think they always say, is it nature or nurture? I think it's an element of both.
Yeah.
I.e., I believe you could take, I don't know, Ted Bundy, right? And as a newborn baby and put him in the most idyllic childhood possible, and he wouldn't grow up to do what he did. But I feel like what is in him, he is more susceptible to twist that way. So like you're saying with these, if it didn't have that instinct to murder straight away, could be raised by a nice bird family and then just be a normal fucking bird that goes about building its own nest.
If one of the birds laid the eggs and just stayed there and then it was born, I wonder if it would...
Yeah, and it like break out.
It would be like...
Yeah.
Mama! Yeah. Because he's never got a mom.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. He's just instantly born into... And then that'll probably just constantly bleed down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well, their brains are so small.
Weird.
And like
Spawn trapped.
They're just programmed, aren't they? I mean, it's weird that it's just that it's programmed in. It's like fucking kill.
So it's genetic memory. Which it says here, which is like considered a form of memory passed on from our ancestors.
Right.
Where instinct is carried on in the genes. So genetic memory shapes the way that your brain is formed when your genes are developed.
That's mad.
So the fact that is a real thing. That sounds like fucking magic. That sounds fucking insane.
So it's like passed on memory through the forming of genes.
We have cavemen genetic memory.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, the stuff that like your sexual attractions and all that. A lot of it is like coming from like genetic.
Yeah.
memory. There's things we do like day to day, and it's like there's loads of like genetic memory passed down.
Yeah.
And some of it we ignore, and some of it we don't really know what we're doing with.
When people say, "Oh, you like just like your dad there or something. 'Cause
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It might be you're not just like your dad. Like you're just like you're fucking one of your proper
yeah.
old ancestors.
Yeah.
But your dad's got it as well.
Yeah.
That might be from something way down the line.
Yeah.
It's just mad, isn't it?
It is. That makes no sense.
Like
to me.
we all have ancestors that were knocking around cavemen times.
Yeah. That's weird.
All of
isn't it?
us.
Yeah, that's weird.
Like there's a guy who's
Yeah.
knocking around, and he, by his actions back then, just has put us in this room.
Yeah. Well, it's
Which
like with
is
the
fucked.
it's mad. It's like with the cavemen. Like that's why everyone, although you can train yourself to no longer have it, as a lot of people do, everyone is born with an inherent fear of the dark.
Right.
Because
Okay,
back in the day,
yeah.
when it was when the sun was up, you were safe because you could see everything. But when it was dark, you couldn't see, and so we heightened our senses and our fear to be ready for whatever was going to attack us, which is why you think something is in the corner of your room in the dark and things like that.
That's like snakes and spiders as well, isn't it? Why it's because they would be like hanging around in the trees.
Yeah.
And like
They're
obviously
life-threatening.
monkeys would, go through the trees and shit, and it's like just comes out of nowhere, and you're like,
Yeah.
I read somewhere, you might have to double check this, but something about tickling. The reason like that we're ticklish in certain spots is because it's like where like you got a lot of main arteries, and
Really?
and so like hundreds and thousands of years ago, we used to like tickle those bits because it's like you didn't want to damage them, and that's why tickling has been passed down.
yeah, maybe it's like a
Right.
reflex of like any sort
Yes,
of touch
yeah,
or
yeah,
sensation
yeah,
on it is
yeah.
so sensitive that you're instantly like sort of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get
there's
off.
a lot.
Well,
There's a lot of main arteries where you're ticklish.
Quite interestingly, one of the places I'm really ticklish is on my to the left of my belly button, and that is in recent years because on the right hand side I had my appendix removed.
Oh,
So I feel like basically I've had a fucking operation here, been cut open. So now the other side is like, oh, don't do that to there.
Yeah. My belly.
Weird.
I can't have anyone touch my belly button.
Oh yeah, it's good.
I fucking like. I hate it. It's so. Yeah. That'd be torture. If you ever caught me, chop my fingers off, fucking pull my nails, like mess about with my belly button and stuff. I'll tell you whatever you need to know.
Yeah,
It's
so
game over.
that is true. There's
Tickle
two. Yeah, there's another one as well. It's to stimulate an emotional response.
Okay.
For laughter. So it's based on.
Oh, right.
But
okay.
the other one was the one that you said. So.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so I remember something about that. Cool. Right, we're gonna go to a break,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll come back with a little watch along.
Oh, spicy.
Nice.
All right, APMA. So we're gonna jump into this little guy called the zombie snail, and we're gonna do a watch along for this. Hopefully, it's okay, and we don't get.
If it is, we'll just stick a link down below.
Yeah. If we'll stick a link, but hopefully we can watch it.
2
on the
minutes.
pod. It's 2 minutes. It's no one's watching this, so
It's not
we're fine.
yeah.
Right. Go on then, Ben. Let's fire him away. I find this super interesting.
Jesus.
Beneath this peaceful landscape, a snail has eaten parasites. They've turned it into a zombie.
What? That's having a rave.
There's nuts.
These spectacular, bizarre, bulging eyeballs are the snail's tentacles. Inside them, parasitic worms have begun an amazing feat of mind control.
Oh my god.
These parasites have taken over the snail's tentacles and its brain. It's all part of an ingenious plan to extend the life of the parasite and its offspring. The snail has become possessed. It is doomed now to follow the parasite's will.
How?
And the parasite is on the move, looking for another host.
This makes me feel
Next,
fucking
the parasite needs a bird. hypnotized, the snails march into the sunshine.
What the fuck?
They climb from the shade to the tips of exposed branches above.
It's raving.
Isn't that?
The snail's tentacles, engorged now by their possessors, have grown to resemble a maggot. And a maggot is the favorite food of the birds above.
What?
Yeah, mental, innit?
That's insane.
Sound effect.
In an instant, the
Where's
bird
that? I'll have some of
attacks,
that. Don't do it, son.
and the parasite triumphs.
No.
The parasitic worm happily multiplies in the bird's stomach. Its final trick is to complete the cycle,
How does it do that?
but it will have little trouble
Oh.
as the snails below graze on bird droppings,
Oh, shit's
That's
out.
filled with a new batch of mind-controlling parasites. Once they're eaten, the hypnosis of the snails will continue, and the life cycle of the parasite will roll on.
Amazing, isn't
It
it?
just wants to keep.
Yeah, just replicate. Carry on, like the journey. So it eats it, and then it has to travel through then the snail's digestive system and shit, and then get into its antennae, and then it has to grow, knowing that when it grows, a fucking bird is gonna think it's a
Eat
maggot
it.
and eat it. Like,
And then shit it out.
and then it multiplies. Then within the host of the bird, it multiplies even more, and then shits it out, and then it's like that's its
What?
life cycle.
I tell you what.
Fucking hell.
If you
insane.
think you got a shit life, just think of the life cycle of that fucking parasite.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking stunned.
At what point is it? When's it happy?
You bird shit,
Yeah.
and then you get fucking eaten by a fucking
Snail.
Then you turn into a maggot. Then you get eaten by a bird, and then you become bird shit,
Yeah.
and that is it.
That is your life.
I think it's the process of being shut out that'd probably be the worst.
I didn't realise the snails ate bird shit.
Nor did I.
But I
Learning
reckon
so
when it's
much.
in the stomach and it's multiplying, I reckon
Ugh.
it's loving it.
Mm.
I reckon it's like fucking double it
Well, I
up.
had the fucking snail fucking cutting shapes, didn't it? Fucking hell.
But it's just so weird. Like, what point? Like, obviously, you're going through evolution. Your snails evolving, your birds evolving. What point does this fucking weird little parasite evolve within that?
Well, while I was watching that, I was just thinking, and I was like, imagine if, like we talk about conspiracies and the Illuminati, and we're like, why? Imagine if it's like a parasite that gets into humans, and it just wants to
do something.
yeah, it just changes the way that the human thinks about everything,
yeah.
and then its only way to get onto is through other humans and to mind manipulate. Because you think of all these bad things that when we think about the Illuminati and different conspiracies, and it's always what's the point really? But it's to keep growing the whatever
Just
the
keep
thought,
recycling the
whatever
same shit.
recycling the same thought or the same.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's just something in the brain that's.
Imagine if a parasite, because these parasites get into the animals and they make them want to kill themselves.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
It's a bit like social media. I don't know. But yeah, that's just my own experience. But fucking yeah, that's fucking great. How with the snail or any of these parasite things, how I get that they're inside them. I get that they feed off them and stuff. How is he getting the snail to move? Is he tapped into the fucking cerebral cortex of the fucking thing's brain and knows which bits to?
Yeah.
But that's all impulses and shit.
I mean, it's
how the fuck?
It's so intelligent. It's so hard to understand the evolution. At what point does it know what bits? I mean, it's attaching to bits in the brain and saying, right, go up.
Yeah.
Go. And I think Lozzie mentioned it on the break. It's there's another. I think it's an ant.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing, and it's go up because they want to be eaten by prey. So
to be shut back out.
To start the process. But that's why I'm so interested in the cycle. It's quite ingenious. Like there's so many factors to.
It's ingenious, but it's also pointless. In the sense of like the whole point is just to exist, isn't it? Which I mean, I guess isn't pointless.
But that's all we are, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just
no, but
it's keep trucking.
And it's funny because it just needs. They all need like hosts, so they're like. I mean, it's no quality of life.
No.
Oh yeah, compare it to what we do,
but it's as
a parasite.
As a parasite, it's like
it works.
It's efficient.
Yeah,
like they have their systems down.
They got it.
Like,
excuse me, they got it down to a fucking T. They're like.
They figured that thing. What we should try and do is figure out a cycle.
Yeah.
Of just.
But I
existence.
It's like the parasite's there, and it's like right. We've got to get into a bird's stomach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, how the fuck are we going to do that?
Yeah, so when the fuck did they look around and think, oh, they're eating maggots?
Yeah.
Let's turn ourselves into a maggot-looking creature.
Yeah.
But it's obviously, like, through evolution, like, this parasite, and it's like, it's obviously, maybe it's tried other things, and it's like, and it's...
That's what I mean. How did it first happen?
So, like, there's probably a few different types, and they've gone into different snails, whatever, and tried different shit out. And like the one that's gone,
he's going up.
He's like, oh, that that caused that to go a bit bigger. Oh, they think that's a maggot. That's working, and then evolution's gone with that, and the other things die off. You know, like some plants, evolve into shapes of like animals and stuff. And it's when the bird that we talked about earlier, some of those parasitic birds have evolved to look like other predators, so that they go into the nest when they try and lay the egg. It takes a bit of time, but so the other bird doesn't come back and kill it. They'll look like something that's not a bird, so the other bird's scared. It won't come back. So it's mad how. And I always think when you think about evolution, like, I think what are we evolving into over the top? Like where what do we look like in 1,000 years? Like
we're just parasites.
Because we're probably not going to have any hair. We wear clothes and that all the time. Like hair keeps fading out and like
I'd have stayed raving in the jungle. That's what I'd have been. If I was the snail, I'd have just been in there.
Fucking boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, that's
Shall we go up?
Crazy.
No, mate. Let's fucking stay down low.
Oh man, I wonder what. I know that they. I don't know if they do feel pain, but I wonder what they. Like, what's going on in the snail's mind when all this is going on?
He's having a great time. He is
off his nut.
He's just having a great time.
I mean, to be fair, the first one that we looked at. That did say that it causes hallucinations, so maybe the snail was just like. Whoa.
So that's the thing. They've evolved. I'm
moving so fast.
I'm a slug. Oh mate, you still got your shell.
So I guess the life cycle of that particular one causing like hallucinations, and that would be because it wants to get out and reproduce, isn't it? So maybe some hallucinations are like fucking go and jump in a river.
Yeah,
and then it can. It wants to get out and then go through the cycle again.
Oh yeah, couldn't it like get into a fish? Say if the fish ate the snail, and then the fish was swimming around, and then the fish shits.
Okay, I guess it would work the same way.
And then like a little water snail would eat the fucking fish's shit, and then it fucking takes. It could do that.
I think so.
Could go a different way.
Could go fucking aqua.
There are parasites that go for different animals like snails, ants, herbivore mammals. So what is it called, Lars? I'm gonna the name.
What the one that gets the ant?
Yeah,
and it's called the Cordyceps, I think.
Parasitic flatworm. During the course of its remarkable life cycle, it inhabits snails, ants, and herbivore mammals such as cattle. And although it's minuscule, is capable of mind control.
This is what I'm saying. Imagine it gets into a human.
Yeah,
could have got into Putin.
Well, that's the thing. You never know.
Unfounded rage.
Could have, you know what I mean? Do you see these, Hitler and that, and what they doing? Like maybe it's just a parasite that's got in there. And I'm not just going to say, I'm not going to let him get away with it and say it's just a parasite, but you
never know.
Could have
a lot of them start their life in shit.
Nice
way
started from the bottom.
I'm
now
born
they're
from
here.
shit.
Then they get eaten by
Hitler was born in Austria.
they get eaten by a snail.
As the Austrians are gone.
The parasite is eventually ejected in the snail slime ball, which is you're right, because it gets eaten by this chick, gets eaten by a snail, gets ejected from the snail, which is then eaten by an ant, which is the parasite's second host, and the one which
Gotta stop eating
then
shit.
takes a weird turn.
These creatures need to stop eating shit.
If that's where you start, you're not going to end very well.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you go around eating shit, then expect fucking
Bad things to happen.
Expect to be in a rave in the jungle, off your nut.
Yeah.
So once it gets inside the ant's brain, it eventually takes over, and it takes over the ant's behaviour. The rest of the parasite will just wait in the ant's abdomen. Oh, so there's more than waiting in the ant's abdomen.
I think that's what gets me more than the whole like brain control. It's the idea of them fucking multiplying inside you.
Okay, so then from there it mind controls it to climb up like grades of glass and lock its teeth into it at the end. So just stay there.
Yeah.
So then it gets eaten by something else,
Yeah.
like a bird or another animal.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah. This will happen every night until the ant is. So it'll do this every night. So it must do that every night.
When they get back down.
And then in the morning, just stop its mind control, let the ant eat or do whatever it needs to do. And then other night, it's all right. Back up
That's
again.
even more fucked because it obviously knows that the ant needs sustenance or needs to do something to stay alive. So we'll try again tomorrow night.
So the ant basically goes out raving. He's like, his eyes are going, he's fucking buzzing. And then he wakes up the next day, doesn't know. He's just woke up in a random place.
Yeah, he's
like,
blacked out.
Hell, man. What the hell happened last night?
I must have railed like 12 birds or something.
And then once they're in the gut of the other animal, that's where they reproduce. That's it, and then they get shit out. It doesn't really matter what the animal is, and then it starts again. So that process with the bird and stuff, it's just it could be really any animal.
Yeah,
they're evolved to like so effectively.
They
could do that within humans.
Yeah.
But no one's eating human shit.
Yeah, that's
which is good. But I imagine if we were still out in caveman days and whatever, it probably would happen.
Yeah.
There'd probably be a lot more.
But maybe if it goes out to the ocean, fish might eat it. The parasite goes into the fish. We eat a can of tuna.
Starts again.
There you go.
And didn't it say that parasite comes from fish? There's one the tapeworm.
Yeah.
That's it.
So just cook your stuff properly, basically. And wash your fruit and vegetables. Wash it thoroughly before you eat it.
I never wash my fruit.
You should. You should. What about vegetables as well?
No.
You're supposed to wash them because they've got parasites.
We need to be scared of these parasites. I'm not scared of AI anymore.
I'm scared of both.
I'm scared of the shit that's already here now.
Or we scare everyone about parasites, then we release parasite spray that you spray on your food before you eat it.
And then we make
we make billions.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea.
It's just water.
It's just water.
And then, Ben, can you find this might not even be a thing, but can you find type in human parasite horror story? I just want to,
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I thought it was a spot. Turns out it was a parasite crab.
I've
see.
read up on one.
Really?
I've seen one on TV once. I can't remember. I was watching it with my mum.
Piers Morgan.
The guy. No, the geezer. He had something that was wrong with him or whatever, and he was kept going back to the doctors, and the doctor was like, "Oh, I don't know what it is or whatever." And as he was at the doctor's, he said the doctor's face dropped, and he was like,
"Fuck,
what?" And he was like, "Stay still." And the fucking doctor fucking just grabbed near his face, and he got it. This thing was basically, it come out of his nose and was dangling down.
Leech.
Yeah, the doctor had got it and was fucking pulling this thing out of this guy's nose. And basically it had just nested up there, and it was just it was just eating on fucking.
Well, they attach your blood, your blood vessels, and they have anesthesia, so you can't feel.
You can't feel it. So he didn't know that this thing
just get bigger and bigger.
And as well, he said if you after he was like, oh, there was a few times where he was he'd be out and about and people would just be staring at him like,
Oh.
what the fuck? So he's been out and about and like people have seen this little thing fucking hanging out his nose and he didn't fucking know about it.
Fucking pet leech.
What the fuck?
That is fucked,
That's
man.
It's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, that was one I was going to talk about. Yeah, I must have watched it with Mum.
That's
I'm
like.
glad I'm going away next week to the Amazon.
Just don't go swimming in any bodies of water.
Get done over by amoeba.
Another one that Lozzie mentioned was the tarantula hawk, which is a spider wasp.
Oh, some free shit
This
things.
is mad.
So the female tarantula hawk wasp stings the tarantula between the legs, paralyzes it, then drags the prey to a specially prepared burrow where a single egg is laid in the spider's abdomen, and then the burrowed entrance is covered. So it covers it up. Sex of the larvae determined by fertilization. Fertilized eggs produce females, while unfertilized eggs produce males. When the wasp larva hatches, it creates a small hole in the spider's abdomen, then enters and feed for they get mad. They're loving the feeding. Can't say that word. Ferociously. Avoiding vital organs. Oh, they avoid the vital organs as well.
To keep it alive.
Oh, shit. As long as possible to keep the spider alive. After several weeks, the larva pupates. Finally, the wasp becomes an adult and emerges from the spider's abdomen to continue the life cycle.
That's
It's just
mad.
fucking
That is
horrible.
Just use a nest, you
Fuck.
fucking cunt.
I mean, just, dragging it and keeping it alive. I mean, that's
exactly the same, really, as the fucking
ill.
cowbird. whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I
To be
mean,
fair though, you've got to respect, like, you're a bee, you've been trained to, at some point in your life, you're going to, imagine at some point in your life, you need to go and take on a giant fucking spider and then lay eggs in it and then fuck off without it knowing.
could there be a scenario where if you're like, because a lot of these parasites and stuff, they seem to be versatile in what they use.
Yeah.
So if you're like maybe a weak human, like in the jungle, you're dying, and like there's a couple of these wasps about, and they just
Possibly.
fuck it.
Just
You know,
lay
you're
in
lying
you.
there like,
Whoa.
they just sting you in the armpit.
Oh, mate.
The
Fucking
tarantula hawk. There's a YouTuber who goes around and just gets stung.
Really?
He's actually had one sting him. Or
What happens?
Oh, yeah. That was
he's,
the
I
guy's
can't remember
name.
his name.
Cody Peters.
That's it.
Cody
Yeah.
Peters, That guy's a nutter.
Yeah.
That is fucking. I mean,
it doesn't paralyze him, but
Yeah.
you can tell he's in excruciating pain.
yeah.
And it does make his arm go like fucked up, but it doesn't paralyze him.
Hold me.
It's the mind control bits that.
See,
get me.
that to me blows my mind. No wonder fucking the CIA in the 50s thought they could crack MK Ultra.
Yeah.
They just got parasites controlling fucking snails. So, well, there must be something in there.
This is what I'm saying. Like, surely there is some fucking parasite that's got into a human and controlled its fucking mind.
Maybe that's what the fucking
If it can
global
get in a
elite
snail
is.
and have a fucking
Maybe they're
rave,
already here.
That's what I mean.
CIA.
Imagine
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the global elite might just be a parasite.
Because the
Could be
brain, the
Could be an
brain is
Alien
They
parasite.
could
brain
be
is up
aliens,
there.
couldn't
Yeah.
they? These
Yeah.
parasites could
Yeah.
be aliens.
Fuck.
your brain's a very
I'm not
similar
ready for
setup
this.
to like your
Intestines.
intestines. Yeah, so like that's sometimes they just go there. The parasites.
Imagine getting a tapeworm in your head.
I must admit, parasites, they don't seem to follow any laws of nature of this planet. So maybe they are. They just
Yeah.
came down on a fucking meteor and
Yeah.
they just fucking, this is how we do it on Neptune. And they just fucking eat shit out, live. Oh, I feel
There's a
fucking
parasite
ill.
here that it
But
gets-
then imagine you show childbirth to an alien.
Yeah,
Might be
true.
like-
I'd be horrified.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? Why don't you just eat her shit? I don't understand.
Why don't you just consume the both?
Yeah.
this parasite in crabs, it chokes the body of the crab, and then it also has the power to change its sex.
What?
How mad's that?
Fucking these parasites, man.
I mean, that's
They're fucking. It's like ayahuasca level, like fucking interdimensional magic voodoo shit. Like, what the fuck is going on?
There are some.
Nature's fucking weird, man.
Nature is.
That one that comes out of the ant's head though, that's horrible because it looks like a little mushroom coming out of the ant's head.
Yeah, it's a fungus, isn't it? I
it's
think
a
that one.
fungus. So it's obviously not exactly the same as a parasite, but the mind control part is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So
It will literally
magic
get
mushrooms. What do magic mushrooms do?
That's it.
They alter the mind.
Yeah.
Don't
That's a
Yeah.
MidWeeker.
they? Do magic mushrooms
Yeah.
on the MidWeeker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See if we get fucking mushroom growing out of red.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that.
I've never thought of that actually. So not doing the magic mushroom on the MidWeeker, but no, the link between.
Oh, the mind control.
So it's
yeah.
controlling the mind and it's a fungus and stuff. But then you think magic mushrooms are hallucinogenic and they alter the mind.
Yeah.
So there has to be.
It could
all
be
the psilocybin and shit.
somehow trying to survive or do that in other
Take over the world.
animal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve Jobs used to do fucking
There we go.
mushrooms and that.
Yeah, she had a parasite.
Yeah, it was just a parasite.
Well, to be honest, if you come up with the
Fungal.
If you're
iPod,
successful, it's down to the
parasite,
parasite. and
yeah.
that's not you.
yeah.
That's it.
The common theme is like they just want to live. They will do fucking anything to live.
Anything.
They don't care where they're growing, where they're being shit out, what's happening, what things they're going in or out of.
That's
like,
why
motivated.
Elon's had a parasite. Now the parasites want to get to Mars.
Yeah. Motivated scat fetish.
just want to live.
Fucking
Any means necessary.
Eating shit.
eating
They
shit.
don't give a fuck. They will just.
It's
fucking-
not just that. It's
They do what it takes.
so the snail eats
They're committed.
the shit.
They're so
and
committed.
shits out.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
are committed.
He's committed.
They're
They
just
don't care.
anywhere.
They just get
They'll like throw me anywhere as long
Yeah.
as like
Yeah. People like this will be on YouTube. People will be like disgusted. They're like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, this is me. This is what I do. this is how I survive.
it's hard.
And
isn't
I
it?
will keep doing it.
Yeah.
For human ones, it's quite hard for them to have a cycle because like I say, nothing really eats our shit. Like if you shit out a McDonald's burger,
Yeah.
then another human would eat them. Like, it would be easy for them to get in the life cycle, but we have a shit. I suppose if it gets to the ocean, yeah,
That's what I mean,
a
yeah,
fair
the
play.
fish.
Or through
Flies,
foods,
yeah.
like meat and stuff.
Yeah, because nothing eats humans, does it? So it's like, the cycle going to the sea and the fish eating it, and then us eating the fish.
Don't eat
Could
fish.
be-
Don't eat fish, guys.
Could be a cycle. Otherwise, it'd be difficult.
Pescatarians are
Yeah.
furious.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can't wait to go to fucking Peru
Yeah.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
mean-
plan there?
and see all those,
Get a parasite.
all those
You're
parasites.
gonna go swimming.
Yeah, I'm going in no lakes.
Parasites.
I'm eating no food. I'm drinking no water. I'll have a great time.
Yeah. After that,
To be fair, I've
Fuck that.
I've been in many lakes. I've probably got a few
Y-
parasites in there.
I got when I was cleaning out the pond. There was one in in my pond.
Parasite.
Yeah, because what you do when you clean out a pond, you get like a pond vacuum, big up pond vac, and it sucks all the shit out of the pond,
Yeah.
and then the water goes back in, but it just leaves you with all the shit basically in this like little tub,
Yeah.
and I was like, I looked down, I was like, because I thought, might have sucked up a fish or something,
Yeah.
and it was like, and it was just a little thin black fucking,
Oh yeah, like a worm.
yeah, like a
yeah.
little worm or something, and I was
Yeah.
like.
Fucking
Imagine that, like, I don't know, like if you're doing something and it fucking latched onto your hand or, oh no.
Yeah.
That probably will get in your fish. Like, I didn't want to get it up, but there's a lot of parasites that like live on rats and stuff. Some
Oh,
fucking,
right.
there's some,
No.
but I was just like,
No.
it was too
Oh,
much.
man.
They're
No.
disgusting.
This is heavy.
Yeah,
I feel so sick.
This is
I don't even want to eat.
Yeah.
like the amount of parasites on a rat is fucking.
Grilled rat.
There's so many of them. Things that grow under like their arms.
Oh.
No.
Like, it is.
that is proper
Yeah.
brain.
There's usually about 4 or 5 minimum per rat,
Yeah.
but on some of them there's fucking. How are you alive with that thing living off you? But I thought I can't do that. Can't do that to the audience.
Thanks.
Oh, he's-
This has been a struggle.
He's sweating.
This
It looks like he's
been a
done the hot
struggle.
chip again.
Yeah. I think I'd rather.
That's
This
it.
is fucking terrifying. These things even fucking
Yeah. It
exist.
does make you like a bit
Oh mate,
Yeah, it's
I've
horrible.
convinced myself I've now got a parasite. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to go and get fucking
I'm
pulled
gonna
out.
be watching my nose like in the mirror for like a minute.
I'm not sure many people get through the first 5 minutes, but you know, if you did, if
If you got to the end,
Yeah, well done.
congratulations.
As soon as you mentioned the P word, everyone just switched off. Parasites.
I think a few people will click, but I don't think many people will get to the hour.
If you got to
We'll
the
see.
hour, you're officially
Well done.
Yeah, you're a parasite hunter.
you're a rat parasite. If you got to the end,
That's it. Hardcore.
The hardest
give
of
a
hard.
shit.
You get your rat parasite t-shirt.
That's it. Parasite
Right.
t-shirt coming soon.
And on that note, APMA, thank you very much. This has been the Parasite episode.
Yeah.
Up the APMA. Up the APMA.
I feel so sick.